Remainers continue to panic as the European Union prepare for WTO Brexit. Hello everyone and welcome to today's show. Today is all about the next couple of weeks of the Brexit trade talks. I know everyone is wondering why we're still talking about Brexit now that we left the EU. It's not our fault. The European Union changed the tactics. They did the divorce part first and then the trade talks. Before I get into the video, don't forget to get your latest I Believe in Britain merchandise, and two things actually. Firstly, if you're a member of the channel, you do get a special discount. I have posted the discount code in the community tab as usual. Just check it out. If you're not a member, become a member. Otherwise, make sure to actually check out the link in the description and get your latest merchandise. I've got my blue t-shirt. It just arrived today. The other thing I want to say, a massive shout out to everyone who has been donating via PayPal. Obviously, I always mention the supporters and members of the channel who obviously sign up and get everything in return. The people who have actually been supporting the channel via PayPal, thank you so much to everyone. At some point, I'm actually going to get in touch with all of you, send a thank you message, and actually let you guys know what the new plans are for the channel. Now, let's continue because you have some Romanian outlets who are gathering all these information and all these tweets about how Britain is going to be worse off. It's not really going well for them. So this is an article saying Brexiteers are being hilariously reminded of what they actually voted for. Now, before I give you all the examples that they have gathered, I am also going to talk about what's happening with the Brexit trade talks and how no deal is actually becoming more likely, not because either side is now going with it, it's just because neither side is actually compromising until now. But this article is talking about how, so far, all we can really say is that passports are blue and Kent is getting a new car park. It's a far cry from Vote Leave's promise of £350 million extra funding for the NHS. Firstly, in terms of the NHS funding, we know that since 2016, Theresa May's government and Boris Johnson's government have increased the funding already, more than 350 million a week. So stop that, stop the lies. Secondly, they're talking about how we were potentially breaking international law and how with or without a trade deal, this is the end of the country. The whole world is going to end because of Brexit. So all these tweets. So someone actually shared an article from the Business Insider talking about how Brexit will soon cost the UK more than all its payments to the EU over the past 47 years put together. Now, this Dane Crusher guy who said that they will be howling into the wind about Remainers, but actually anyone with an ounce of honesty will admit that Brexit is see, the problem is, look at the article. It came out in February 2020. So straight after our membership ended. And the article was actually talking about how now that we have left the EU, this is going to happen. Well, it actually hasn't happened anyway, because that's not how payments work. And that's not how the cost of Brexit actually works. It really depends how the economic program is going to be. It really depends if we get a trade deal or not. And it depends on what sort of other trade deals we get with other countries. So nonsense. This one. So Sky News is talking about controversial plans that the government has for a new road tunnel on the Stonehenge. But the problem is, this Hunter guy is saying, damn, not even fully left the EU and England is tearing down ancient woodlands. All right, so what's this got to do with Brexit? This is not a Brexit policy. This was going to happen regardless of Brexit. This is, these are controversial plans, whether they're right or wrong. This is a domestic policy. And somehow this guy is talking about how we haven't even fully left the EU, and England, I think, is talking about the United Kingdom, but fair. So next one is this one. So Professor Lord Sir Dominic Cummings, PhD, says, literally everywhere you look, there are Brexit losses. Food standards, not changing. Levels of new paperwork going down, or going up, I think, yeah. No, that's not happening either. Trade friction. What is it? Some sort of allergy? Like, it's not going to happen either, because we are now a direct member of the World Trade Organization. So there's absolutely no reason for that to happen. Companies leaving. You've been saying that since 2016. Companies, more companies have now come to the UK than have left temporarily. Drug supply, that's also nonsense because that's got nothing to do with anything because the pharmaceutical trade is actually quite separate anyway. And with any trade deal that we have with the European Union, that sector will be protected. Security, again, nonsense. Whether it's you're talking about Europol or any international security with NATO, or the United Nations in general, nothing to do with the European Union. So yeah, they're talking about scientific research. What's going to happen? We're going to get rid of our scientists? Nope. Loss of sovereignty. That's my favorite. How? I mean, I don't even know how to respond to this one because it makes absolutely no sense. We are gaining our sovereignty, not losing it. So there's all these like weird tweets. This is the best one. Katie says, "What is the right-wing obsession with controlling fish, and how is such a thing even possible? This is the most metropolitan, urban liberal elite that we have ever seen. People who have no idea about our fishing industries and how our fishermen have been obviously damaged for decades and decades. Just because you don't fish doesn't mean it doesn't matter. So every sector matters, and every sector has been damaged by the European Union for years and years. And she's now saying that the right-wing obsession with controlling fish is not a right-wing obsession. Not all Brexiteers are right-wing, and not all fishermen are right-wing. Now, Jude says that inward investment will be crucial to help create the job lost through the voluntary decision to leave the world's biggest trading bloc after an advisory referendum to control our fish. Everyone's obsessed with fish in this thread. I have no idea why. But so they're now talking about how if we do investment, it will protect the damage that Brexit is going to create. Well, that's fine then. Let's create more investment. Done. That's what we wanted. A free market society. So, but the issue that we have is that there's so many weird things that they've been like ranting about with this hashtag Brexit reality over the last couple of days. And Priti Patel is obviously ending free movement as a policy. And we're also going to talk about how the European Union are also changing the Schengen policy and the whole area as well. But this person, Best for Nottingham, is saying that for the avoidance of confusion, this takes away the automatic right of British citizens to live and work in any country of the European Union. That's also a lie. You can still move to Europe, you can still get a job and live there. Nothing's going to change. They're not going to create some sort of wall. You can still also move and get a job in America. And America is not in the European Union. We've been saying this for years. It's just, they're not listening. But the point of the Brexit trade talks and how the next week or so are going to go is that because there's so many speculations about how Dominic Cummings and Lee Kane, because they've left now, and the European Union feel like, well, we can now push harder instead of compromising. So the UK will have to basically cave in, or we'll have an accidental no deal. Guido Fawkes is actually talking about how the European Union, despite the fact that they have to compromise, they've decided to go hard on their negotiating position, and how obviously the UK haven't changed their line, but the European Union think that without Cummings and Lee Kane, there is a possibility of Boris Johnson's government to actually cave in. We don't know that yet because nothing's actually changed. But CTAM is actually talking about how the Brexit trade talks are now in trouble, real trouble, without a major breakthrough in the next week. And to be fair, right now, both sides are negotiating for the rest of the week and obviously the following week as well. But unless they change something in the actual fundamental positions, nothing's going to happen. So obviously we saw Simon Coveney from the Republic of Ireland yesterday being slightly confused with 1 minute going hard on the trade talks and the next minute saying we have to get a deal. So right now he's saying that we have to shift to prepare for a no-deal Brexit. So this is now going to be the European Union's main position because they think that Lord Frost is not going to cave in. And then you have people like Michael Heseltine, who's now come out again, being interviewed. And somehow, I don't know why he's been interviewed, because in the actual interview, he himself admits he has no idea what's happening.
None of us actually know what is going on, because all we get is the spin. Both sides are preparing either to show that they themselves achieved a great victory, which is not conceivable because the other side is not going to suffer a great defeat. There has therefore to be compromises. Or they have to be their briefing in order to make sure that when it does collapse, someone else gets the blame. So we're being manipulated politically in that sense by the spin doctors. I don't know what the state of the real negotiations are, and there's no way I can know. So all I can do is to make judgments about the substantive conclusions that it might emerge. Deal or no deal. Both are bad.
Yeah, if he doesn't know what's happening, why would you keep interviewing him? He's not an expert in this area anymore. He's not even in politics in that sense. But the European Union are also obviously changing their Schengen policy because of the security threats. And so all this free movement, open border stuff is not going to be part of the fantasy land that they've always had. But this is going to be serious. And I think on this channel, I'll be focusing a lot on the reforms that they're going to be making on Schengen.
Yes, many ministers mentioned Schengen and the importance of a well-functioning Schengen area and well protection our external borders. And I could say that on Monday they will receive an invitation for the first Schengen Forum that will take place on the 30th of November, and that way we will start the exchange of view for the for strengthening the Schengen area that will result in a Schengen strategy I will present in May next year.
Right, that's the latest update I have for you guys. Thanks again everyone who's been supporting us so far. Don't forget to get your latest merchandise. I believe in Britain. Get your mugs and hoodies and blue t-shirts like mine. Obviously, we got the silent majority ones are like a football kind of shirt design. So if you have a favorite football team, get your favorite color. If you're a member of the channel, as I said, don't forget you get a special discount. So check out the community tab, get your discount code, and don't forget, I keep saying that because a lot of people have complaints until now that some people are getting unsubscribed on YouTube. So every now and then double check that you're subscribed, but also click on the notification bell and click on all to make sure you'll get notified when I release my videos. The next video is going to be on the Great Reset. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi, and I'll see you guys in the next video.